Good morning. Good morning. Welcome or welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Friday morning, September the 19th. We're here to look at the rest of the new releases that were published this week in Cozy Mysteries. Hope you are having a good morning. If you're still in bed, lucky you. If you're up and running about, hopefully this gets your day done sooner. Cajun had said morning. She has her appointment today, so took the day off. It's at 11 and at 1:30 all day. And then home in Atlanta Friday afternoon traffic. Ugh, this will be a long day. Absolutely. So I said, sending you extra good vibes, and you should treat yourself afterwards, whatever it is. Nice lunch, a book. And she says, thank you. And Annalise sending good energy. Absolutely. Thank you for those added energies. Kim is sending prayers to Cajun. So lots of good things coming your way. And she says, thank you. All right. Let's jump in. The rest of the Cozy Mysteries published in this week. I believe this is where we left off. That is a bright purple dress. A Deadly Promise, 6th in the Dr. Margaret Desmarais series by Paula Harmon. Summer, 1914. A young man's murder in a rough London street seems nothing more than a robbery gone wrong, but Inspector Silverman has his suspicions and hands the case over to Fox. When a healthy man dies close to where the young man was murdered, Margaret's sure the two cases are linked. But getting evidence proves a challenge when Margaret is battling to keep her job. Fox is trying to stop arms smuggling to Ireland, and war in Western Europe seems inevitable. As they uncover stolen identities and long-forgotten betrayals, Margaret and Fox find themselves putting friends and colleagues under increasing scrutiny. And the more she discovers, the more Margaret wonders who she can really trust. A web of treachery threatens Britain, and one wrong step could lead to disaster. And I forgot to click on it, so we'll give it its moment. And Kim says, yay, my alarm went off and I stayed awake. That is a big accomplishment. Kim finished Mystery at Saltwater Cottages, number 11, in Eve Mallow right after sprints last night. We'll give it to you. Yay, congratulations. Woo, good job. Now the hunt goes on for what to read next. Sometimes you think you know, and sometimes the book says, no. I'll Take Thee by Leanne Leeds, 20th in the Owl Star Witch Mysteries. Wedding bells are in the air for witch Astra Arden and her werewolf fiancé, Lothian. I'm out. Not to mention her divine owl familiar Archie and his feathery bride-to-be Noctua. But when a guest turns up dead at their joint bachelor-bachelorette party, Till Death Do Us Part takes an entirely new meaning. With both weddings just days away, Astra finds herself juggling seating charts, cake tastings, and a murder investigation. Those things should have been done quite a while ago. That's hitting too close to home. Even worse, the victim's dying message points to someone in the wedding party as the killer. Could one of their nearest and dearest be harboring deadly secrets beneath their celebratory smiles? As magical mishaps plague the wedding preparations and suspicion falls on their friends and family, Astra and Archie must race against time to unmask the murder before they say, I do. Excuse me. With wedding gifts arriving that seem more like threats and mysterious omens appearing in every turn, the path to matrimonial bliss is anything but smooth. Sorry for the sneezes. A cold is trying to get me, and I'm not gonna let it. Myra and the Kittens. Kim says that Cajun says, yay to Kim. And then Kim says she grabbed the new Campers and Criminals. Ah, we read about that one earlier. Thank you. Myra and the Kittens, He Provides While They Sleep. Emily's Cat Mysteries, book number 11 by Anna K. Payne. Autumn 2021 brings a new kind of chaos to California. Wildfires still smolder in the hills, a fierce virus surge sweeps the nation, and far-reaching drought turns every dry creek bed into a powder keg. Amid this turmoil, Jed receives a call about a fragile litter of kittens and their injured mother, homeless from the Caldor fire's last embers. Violet's sudden collapse casts a shadow over the tight-knit cat circle. Jed asks for help from Emily and Lucas, and Myra steps up to help. Jed and Shanna's home becomes quarantined to protect Violet and the new kitten litter. Behind the fence, an unexpected tragedy unfolds. A body is discovered where so many unhoused souls have set up makeshift camps. Children cling to tattered blankets, haunted by hungry eyes and the twitching legs of black spiders that seem to be staging their own uprising. And then there's the little girl who appears out of nowhere, her tiny hand waving at Susie and Robbie as another mystery is uncovered. I don't know about you. End of that row. I don't read books set during that time period. I lived through it. Don't want to read about it. I haven't finished the Ellie Griffiths series that I very much like because she sets it during there. Sorry. Lived it. Don't need to read it. Kim says, ugh, COVID books. Absolutely. I am the same way. Kate says, that does not sound good at all. Yep. Hit the Road, Quack by Ellen Riggs. 22nd in the Bought the Farm Mysteries. No one likes a mouthy duck unless he's quacking up clues. When a mysterious duck splashes down in Ivy Galloway's new pond, you can tell, the inn at Runaway Farm is buzzing with guests, including a romance guru and her devoted fans. But when the so-called expert in love meets an untimely end, suspicion spreads like feathers in a windstorm, catching Ivy's sister Violet in the middle. As Ivy and brilliant border collie Keats hunt for answers, are these animals? They discover a world where online love gets nasty and secrets run as deep as the local swamps. Can they solve the crime while ducking a devious killer? Yes, the animals are solving it. Oh, strike two. Oh, this happens all the time. That one is currently not available. Between Monday and now, it's not available. Turmeric and Turmoil, 8th in the Haywood Herbalist Cozy Mysteries. When former soap opera star Sam Jones and her lawyer Colin Breckshire discover a dead body outside his office, Sam's peaceful life in Haywood takes a deadly turn. Alan Jackson, a wealthy HVAC business owner, has been poisoned, and Colin becomes the prime suspect. Determined to prove her friend's innocence, Sam uncovers a web of secrets surrounding Alan's death and discovers plenty of motives. His business partner has been embezzling funds, his wife is having an affair, and his estranged son has been cut off from the will. As Sam delves deeper into the investigation, much to the sheriff's frustration, she discovers that Alan wasn't the upstanding citizen he appeared to be. From blackmail schemes to family betrayals, the victim had made plenty of enemies. But the murderer is more dangerous than his victim, and Sam must tread carefully. Will Sam find the killer before she becomes a target herself? Oh, the puns are thick today. Scooped, there it is. Dead. A Penelope Sinclair cozy murder mystery by Tessa Ora. Kate says exactly. Exactly. Claire bursts, let's see, just when I thought the stickiest thing in my life was toffee, my best friend finds a dead body in her candy store. Claire bursts into my boutique, pale and shaking. She's just found candy supplier Dennis Granger lying dead in Sweet Retreat's storeroom. To make things worse, someone wearing my boutique-branded scarf was spotted leaving the scene. With Mabel and Tio at my side, I start digging for the truth. Dennis had been blackmailing Claire over an old scandal. Blaine Turner and Nadine Carver, both burned by a failed Sweet Retreat venture, would love a little revenge. Dead is revenge. And Trisha Hargrove, Dennis's ex and a rival confectioner, might have wanted him gone for good. The deeper I dig, the more dangerous it gets. Anonymous notes, candy-coated threats, and planted evidence meant to frame me. Someone's watching my every move. If I can't unwrap the truth in time, I'll be the next one boxed up, and I doubt there'll be a bow on top. Oh, we'll put a bow on top. That's fine. Don't worry about that. End of that row. Shadows in Moonlight. 11th in the Miranda Riley Cozy Mysteries by Crystal Doolittle. Miranda Riley is doing her best to move forward. Jack Winslow, the town's police chief and the love of her life, doesn't remember the years they spent together thanks to a magical accident no one can undo. She tells herself it's fine. She can do her job, keep the peace among Little Feather's supernatural residents, and ignore the ache in her chest. But when strange attacks begin rattling the town, Miranda is pulled into a case unlike anything she's faced before. One that hints at forbidden magic, hidden agendas, and a threat far bigger than anyone realizes. As the danger closes in, Miranda must navigate buried secrets, agency politics, and her unresolved feelings for Jack, because in Little Feather, monsters come in many forms, and not all of them live in the woods. That's kind of a creepy cover. There you go. Sorry, my charger wasn't charging. 5 Islands, 5 Treasures, 5 Threats. Book 5, The Card Sharks Go Cruising by Lizzie Josephson. The Card Sharks, Molly Howard and Helen Reynolds, were pretty excited to be sailing on Calypso 2 as she joined the fleet of cruise ships participating in the 6th Tahitian Gold Cup treasure hunt. Why isn't it the 5th? After all, the passengers on the ship that found all the treasures would receive a prize of a 2-week all-inclusive vacation at one of the most exclusive resorts in French Polynesia. Helen's 2 sons, Leif and Jeremy, were sure they could identify those treasures and help Calypso 2's passengers enjoy an extended vacation at one of the most beautiful parts of the world. They didn't care they had a lot of competition from the other 9 ships trying to win that gold cup. It was up to Molly, Helen, and the boys to solve the mystery first, but someone didn't like Molly. Really didn't like Molly. Didn't like her enough to try to kill her. It was up to Chief Security Officer Philip Stone to keep her safe. A Very Bookish Murder. He says, oh. This is by D. MacDonald, 3rd in the Ally McKinley Mysteries. Oh, this is set in Scotland. When Ally McKinley hears that well-known novelist Jody Jones is going to host a writer's retreat at the hotel just down the road, she's delighted to offer rooms at her little guest house for some of the attendees. Allie is thrilled to join the group for one of their first sessions, but the retreat has barely begun before she finds the famous writer strangled in the ladies' bathroom. The cake tin and teapot come out of the little guest house in the Highlands as Allie begins to question her bookish guests. Accusations of plagiarism and infidelity start flying, and it's clear that more than one of the retreat attendees had a grudge against Jody. But could one of them have resorted to murder? When Allie discovers a diary in Jody's bedroom at the guest house with several pages ripped out of it, she thinks she's close to cracking the case. But the plot thickens when another of the aspiring writers is found dead only hours after she said she knew the identity of Jody's killer. See, never do that. Not only is the murderer still in Locharan, they're desperate to find Allie getting to the truth. With her faithful puppy Flora by her side, can Allie unravel the clues and solve a mystery before she's written out of the story for good? Mystique and Murder in Morocco. 2nd in A Treasure Journey Mysteries by Victoria Tate. British antiques expert Georgina Carey is intrigued to travel to the windswept town of, I'm gonna do the Essaouira, on Morocco's Atlantic coast. Tasked with cataloging a family's crumbling collection in a historic house, her arrival unsettles more than just the layers of dust. But her work has barely begun when she discovers the body of a mysterious guest within the Moroccan villa's time-worn walls. She expects the police to bring questions and interrogations, not murmurs of curses, desert legends, and unfulfilled prophecies. Drawn into a mystery shaped by fate, tradition, and local beliefs, Georgina must decide whether to accept her destiny or question what others take on trust. Can Georgina interpret the signs before someone else is lost to a truth hiding in plain sight? End of that row. Cage says, I like D. McDonald's Chicklet books. I want to try this series. Oh, cool. Good morning, Mary. Happy Friday. Overslept this morning, but squeaked in just in time to catch you. Well, welcome, welcome. Sleep is good. I always say that. Hexes and Hearths by Alley Cat and, oh no, Alley Cat and Tasha Oakwood, second in the Witches of Willowbark Cozy Mystery Series. The second hint something's wrong in a town that pretends its magic is perfectly under control, a hex mark on your front door. It showed up overnight, burned into the woods, smelling faintly of sulfur and sage. Just another Tuesday in this charmingly cursed town. But when fires start flaring in places that shouldn't, like the potion storeroom, the town bakery, and my actual hair, it's clear someone's stirring up more than trouble. Potions are misfiring, tempers are flaring, and my dragon, possibly cat, just declared war on the broom closet. Add a string of magical house fires with no clear cause, a missing charm maker, and a long-buried feud between coven members that no one wants to talk about, and suddenly my quiet apothecary life is going up in smoke. If I don't unravel truth soon, Willowbark's cozy little hearts won't be the only thing burning. Because in this town, old magic doesn't die quietly, it explodes. Okay. Counterfeit Murder by M.K. Scott, 14th in the Patent Lady in Mysteries. Annalise says, hi, Mary, how are you? Cajun says, good morning to Mary. Mary says, good luck with your appointment, Cajun. And Annalise sounds like fun. Mary says, hi, Annalise, what a lovely surprise. I'm doing fine. Hope you are too. And she sends a heart. Kim says, that's me most days, Mary. Thanks, Mary. When murder becomes part of the show, the stakes rise higher than ever. At the annual Crime Con, participants eagerly await a staged murder with a cash prize for the sleuth who cracks the case. But when, okay, this comes out tomorrow. Okay, when a real murder occurs before the event kicks off, the excitement turns deadly. Amateur sleuth and innkeeper Donna Tollhouse Tabor can't resist the challenge. With no prize money on the line, her instincts kick in. Can she unravel the mystery before the killer strikes again? Join Donna on a thrilling hunt for truth in a world where nothing is as it seems. A Murderous Business by Kathy Pagao. We'll say that. First in the Harriman and Mancini mysteries. Margot Baxter Harriman took the reins of B&H Foods after her father passed. It's not easy being a businesswoman in 1912, but she is determined to continue what her grandparents started decades ago, no matter what it takes. So when Margot finds Mrs. Gilroy, her father's former assistant, dead in the office with a half-finished note confessing to nebulous misdeeds at B&H, she seeks out help from a very discreet private investigator to figure out what's going on. Her company and her good name are at stake if scandal breaks, and she could lose everything, including her freedom. Loretta Rhett Mancini has run her father's investigation operation since he started becoming increasingly forgetful. When Margot offers her the chance to look into a potential scandal with B&H, she jumps at it. But the more the two dig in, the more it becomes clear that Margot's company may be too far lost, and someone is willing to kill them both to keep things quiet. And last one, this is a new start of a new series. However, the author here, Colleen Gleason, is a pseudonym for Colleen Cambridge, who has written a couple series. This is Lady Darling Inquires After a Killer, first in the Lady Darling mysteries, describing it as Lady Bridgerton meets the Thursday Murder Club. Lady Darling is a woman of a certain age, 50 to be specific, which in the eyes of London society makes her uninteresting, eccentric, and a little intimidating. She's a widow. An empty nester, all of her children very successfully married off. She's titled, influential, and very, very rich. Now she just wants to be left alone to enjoy her pets and her gardens and her books. That's my goal. Until someone turns up dead at a dinner party and Lady Darling is on the scene. What's a smart, responsible, capable woman to do? Find the killer, of course. And it's Kindle Unlimited. Oops, sorry about that. So, those are the cozy mysteries of the week. Now we time that pretty okay. Cajun says, thanks, Mary. Mary says, hi, Kim. So nice to see so many people today. Kim says, hey, Mary. Mary says, going to a clay festival tomorrow and then on Sunday taking in the new Downton Abbey movie. Oh, what a wonderful weekend. And going to that's, okay, she said it twice. That sounds very cool. I love that you do stuff like that. Kim says, see you tomorrow, hopefully. I hope so, too. Annalise says, oh, how cool, Mary. Enjoy. All right, so next week we look at a whole new batch of mysteries being published. Let me turn off this alarm before it goes off. There we go. As mentioned, our next sprints are tomorrow afternoon. I don't do them on Friday night, so no sprints tonight, but tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern. They go for 5 hours. Bring a friend, bring a book, whatever you want to do for your self-care. And Cajun says, hope everyone has a good day and see you tomorrow. Let me know how things go, okay? All right. And Mary, have a good time. Let us know on Monday if we see you. Yeah, Mary says, I like her goal. I like her goal too, except for the garden. All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Hope you have a good Friday. Hope you have a good weekend. Be safe. You guys are in my heart. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom. Have a good day. God bless.